Hard Facts on 92.3 Nigerian Info. I am Kalada Korubasibo, and I would introduce my guest shortly. But right now, we want to focus on security in Rivers State. And basically, we would be, focusing the beam light on the police, the River State Police Command. And the reason is because you must have heard, the governor speaking yesterday when he was visited by the Ogbako Ikwere ethnic organization. And he mentioned that, nothing really has been heard about the dynamite wielding person who, remember, was said to have attempted to blow up the Hotel Presidential or something like that in that nature, and then he somehow blew his arm off and was taken to the Rivers State University Teaching Hospital, where he was apprehended. Remember, the Commissioner for Health, Adeze Ore, had given a statement as it related to that situation. The police were said to have barricaded the Rivers State University Teaching Hospital just to ensure that there was no escape for that person. However, nothing much has been heard about that. Some people, even me, I did believe, investigations will take time. First of all, it will take time for him to recover, and the investigations would have happened. But it looks like nothing has been said. The police has not done a press conference as it relates to that. And now the governor may just be saying that there is some level of bias as it relates to policing in Rivers State. So we'll look at that, and we will look at other matters as it relates to security. We will touch on the aspect situation. We'll also touch on the local government situation, and see if the police have done well in terms of policing the states during this political brouhaha or imbroglio that has been transpiring here in the states. Well, let's take a listen to the governor as he speaks on the issue of policing.
If it were a situation that Fubara is involved in anything or Fubara's associate, by now Nigeria will be hot. There will be arrest, there will be statements, there will be catalysts, there will be press conference. But because it is from the other side, but glory to God that they don't hide it. I've not been hearing anything. And I'm wondering, after how many weeks now, the Nigerian police is still not able to come out and make a statement about the attempt that tried to detonate dynamite in front of the president. But if it's any other thing that has to do with us, in fact, by now they should have even charged the person for terrorism.
All right, I have Charles Inko-Tariah, who's a security expert, joining me for this one. Welcome, Charles Inko-Tariah. It's good to have you.
Thank you very much, Kalada Kuru.
All right.
Good evening, listeners.
All right, welcome. So, what do you make of what the governor has said? The governor, he is the chief security officer of the state. He has certain security information you and I don't have, and he has come out to say that the sponsor or sponsors of the attempted bomb blast are from the other side. And when he said the other side, we know what he's referring to or who he's referring to. So the question then is, what do you make of the allegation, and why do you think the police has been silent? Is this investigation supposed to take as long as it is taking? I'd like to get your thoughts.
Oh well, it is really unprofessional for an investigation that have lasted for so long, on an attempted bomb blast, and our attempted explosion, to be that still. The situation is becoming a bit stale, because almost all strategy analysts and the general public are all waiting for police to come up with their investigation so far. And the statements that is available, especially from the victims or the parties concerned, So it is sad that at this point the police is yet to come up with the details of the said investigations that have been going on security is not something that should be politicized in any case. Security is so sad and so bad that it's a monster that can consume both the parties or everybody and so on. And so politics should be separated from this insecurity that we are experiencing within the area. Because in recent times, we can bear witness the recent proliferation of arms and deployment of arms, every looks and cranny and communities and all over the state. So we are expecting for sensitive cases like this, an attempted blast in the state, the police ought to have come up with details in order to give some level of assurance and guarantee to the public. Remember, the entire Rivers people, over 7.5 million persons, we have less than 15 to 20% that are active political players. The remaining 80% will always be in fear when situations like these, the police is not bold enough or courageous enough to come up with what exactly happened, at least to relax the nerves of the public and the society, with the residents within the state. So police should have, by professionally, ought to have come up with definite information on exactly what happened and what steps will be taken and so on. And it's also unfortunate that a chief security officer of a state is not in same page or is not aware of the security apparatus are doing in this kind of attempted blast.
Sorry? He's not confident with the work the police command is doing in the state. Is that what you're trying to refer to?
Yes, for him to be in public space to confirm that it will also cry the same position with the public, the general public, as in what happened during the blast and so on. It shows gap between the police operations and the activities with the chief security officer. But these are part of the reasons we were calling for state security platforms that would have been working in synergy with the police, that will be able to be in same page and also brief the citizens and stakeholders, angle of it, so that there will be some level of synergy in happenings and every steps taken in security. Because like we all know, security is every person's business. And we are believing that, these politics can be played peacefully without deploying any security threats to opposing parties. Politics, you can deploy every necessary civil pressure to put up your case. You can do protests, you can rally, you can do anything, to put up your case and not to deploy security threats, where necessary. Right. And who knows if this explosion also was planted in order to harm those that were protesting. So these are part of the shady informations that this police is yet to bring to the general public on exactly what happened or what transpired. Okay. And who are the actors behind it and so on.
All right. Now, I've got a question now. Now, from what you've just explained, from the level of confidence when you talk about the governor of Rivers State, His Excellency Fubara, when you also take into consideration the fact that the local government secretariats are being barricaded by the police, can you say, or would you agree, that just maybe the police is biased when it comes to politics in Rivers State? Because in my opinion, that's what the governor is implying. Do you agree with that?
Oh, well, as a professional, it will be too hasty on this particular case for me to say the police is biased. The police should be able to tell us what are their handicap, what are their challenge, why is the information is not out to the public, what is the position of the investigation. There should be arraignment at this point. Is the people, it's a direct case. They would have been able to arraign the the criminals or the terrorists or whoever that is behind such attempt blast in the state, they ought to have arranged such person or come up with information, make statements to that regard to give update of the investigation so far done. But with this position of the police, it's obvious that any leader can be frustrated. So if the governor say the police is biased and so on. Yes, from all the level of frustrations that may have surrounded the shady investigations and updates on these investigations, it's not too far from it. And
sorry.
because there are cases that the police were swift here in the state and update informations and then even arrest people, arraign them immediately and so on. We have cases where even mere petitions, people have been arraigned for terrorism charges and so on.
All right, Mr. Inko-Tariah, let me come in now. Sorry. So if the police should expose bits and pieces of their investigation, would it not hamper the investigation itself? Because some things are very sensitive. Like, would it not be an indirect way of telling the sponsors, run for your life, or take cover?
No, that's not true. The issue is when the police apprehended the victim or the operators of that explosion, at the teaching hospitals. Of course, they must have made some level of confessions. The public is expected to have updates on what exactly happened. Look at United States. You will see maybe shooting in secondary school, and 24 hours you should be able to know exactly what happened. 24 hours, 48 hours is more than enough for the public to know exactly what happened, because it's something that will also weep public confidence in policing and also give some level of assurance in safety and security of the environment.
All right.
So for you to keep the entire public at the dark, for over nearly 2 weeks and so on, it's unprofessional.
All right. So we have a commercial. Stay tuned.
You are
Nigeria Info.
Headline News, Nigeria Info on
92.3.
Headline News.
Let's take a quick look at the headline news. Residents of Ozwoba community Obiakpo call for probe after man found dead in drainage. A rights group demand a thorough investigation of 45-year-old for sexually assaulting 2-year-old. Business owners in Obiakpo community raised concerns over alleged extortion by tax force officials. President Tinubu orders creation of Ministry of Livestock Development. On the foreign team, police recommend prosecution of former Brazilian president over illegal scheme. Details in the 6 p.m. bulletin. To reach the news team, send your SMS WhatsApp to 0808-721-7215. I am Kalada Korubatibo.
This is Hard Fact.
29 minutes to the top of the hour. Yes, 29 minutes to 6. I am Kalada Korubatibo. This is Hard Facts, and I'm speaking with my guest, Charles Inko-Tariah, who's a security expert. And we're looking at the security situation in Rivers State, focus on the police, looking at the statement the governor has made that, seemingly is insinuating that there might just be some level of bias in terms of policing in Rivers State. Welcome back, Mr. Inko-Tariah. It's good to have you.
Thank you very much, Kalada Kuru.
All right. So, yeah, I was going to ask you just before we went in for the break. I was going to ask about what you think if the way that the governors explained policing in Rivers State, if we can trace the discovery of arms at the on-air port, a few days ago, that's sometime last week, to the political situation in Rivers State. Is there any trace? Can we link it? I'm wondering, because if you argue that the police has not done things professionally, can we then say that, maybe, all of this can be linked to the political imbroglio in the state?
Well, investigations are on, and we are also hoping to hear from the Nigerian immigration, the customs officials on their investigations. But you see, the level of the high caches of harm that were, seized at that on airport, amounting close to about 13 point something billion, it's not just mere children's play. It is a planned and an organized, importation. And then, also last week, there was another set of arms that were seized at Murtala Mohammed International Airport, worth 1.3 billion naira. So you can see within this period the influx of arms and so on. And most, you see that most of them are legally imported for gangs, different groups, and so on. Because national defense, civil defense, and the rest, it's registering security organizations. Trunk A, about 500 operatives. Trunk B, Trunk C. In that way, so the companies or operatives or gang groups that are able to register in that light can officially bring in arms. So the deployment of arms in Rivers State is becoming so alarming.
But I thought... I thought the IGP, I think not this one, the former one, had said that vigilantes cannot bear arms. state actors cannot bear arms. So where are we going if you say that it allows them to carry arms?
Yes, some of the operatives. If you listen to the customs statement or the customs officers' statement, they said they seized the license of the 3 suspects they arrested, pending the investigation of the seized arms. That means they already have license, but the importation is not meant for military. And so it's meant for private security groups. And the participation of non-state actors in the security in the state presently is alarming.
Okay.
It's alarming. So alarming that, both the government, both the opposition, both normal citizens, residents, and so on are not safe. When you look at it in that direction, there should be some holistic approach to have a proper profiling of these activities that is going on. For instance, in the state here, there is a seizure of arms at the seaport. The government, the state, the public need to have a proper follow-up on what is happening. Where are they taking it to? What is the investigation? What is the outcome of the investigation? It's supposed to be the state structures supposed to be in the same page in this investigation so that we know the end users and who are the people that, because for you to don out 13 billion naira, it's not for poor people. It's not an hungry man. It's not the boys we see on the streets. These are financial money bags that are behind this. So if the government, the public, the government, the state government, the chief security officer of the state ought to be on the same page on investigations like that.
Interesting.
To know what, who import these arms for what purpose, who are the end users, and so on. Because we need to profile our environment properly. There are a lot of ungoverned space and space that are not secured. You will see non-state actors having detention camps here and there, carrying out a lot of activities that are meant for police and the other relevant security agencies. The government needs to come in to bridge and close this gap and see how there could be proper synergy, state security structure that are non-kinetic.
Okay, now can I pause you, please? Can I pause you? I want to pause you, please. The question I want to ask now is, talking about non-state actors, talking about the vigilante system, especially here in Rivers State, where we have several groups. I mean, OSPAC is the most popular of them. Do you think we need to continue with the vigilante system? Looking at Rivers State now, how politicized it is, how, according to you, security is something to worry about, even though the governor will tell you Rivers State is largely peaceful. If these things are to be put into cognizance or consideration, do we still need the vigilante system?
I have not been a proponent of vigilante, but I'm a strong crusader of citizen participation, community integration into the security architecture and structure. But I am completely against military options, that is vigilante bearing arms. The entire world, security is drifting towards technology. And so there are a lot of non-kinetic tools that can create better synergies, with the police and the security operatives to do effective security and more proactive security. Nigeria here, the security agents, the vigilante, everybody is focusing on crime fighting. You see, the world is drifting beyond crime prevention, proactive security. And for you to do proactive security and crime prevention, the need for arms bearing for vigilante is not necessary any longer. It's not necessary. The need will never arise for such bearing of arms. But because these vigilantes, these non-state actors bear arms, all kind of arms you can never think of. And so they carry out activities. They have monopoly of operations within the communities, their territory. They carry out unnecessary actions, activities that are human rights abuse, criminal actions and activities, inflicting pains and injury to families. You recently on your station and other stations, we hear of different a widow of a slain officer, a slain man, a businessman with his brother. Other places, people are rioting for their people that are being killed and so on by these vigilantes and so on. If the government and many more are springing up, almost all the local government chairmen are beginning to come up with their own form of vigilantes, call it different names, OSPAC, ASPAC, this park, that park, and so on. This is obnoxious. It's really making the entire environment tensed. The communities are tensed. You go to different communities, you see non-state actors bearing arms among civil society, civil environment, democratic environment. You see non-state actors bearing arms.
All right.
It is dirty. It's backward.
All right.
So the need for the government, beyond the vigilante, beyond these seizures of arms, these arms, over like the one they seized in Onnes Seaport, is over 6,000 pieces. And tell me, where are they taking who ordered for it? Where is the deployment?
Could it be going to the
And
south?
you will be surprised that the customs will just seize the arms and release it after everything dies. That it could be in form of taking it to the owners.
Now,
the statement said they are going to seize.
The question I want to throw at you is: could it be that maybe some other region close to us, maybe the southeast, maybe some other state in the south, could that be the case? Do you really think that's a possibility as well?
Yes, it's possible. It could just clear it from here and deploy it to the end users.
Okay,
but like I'm saying, for a state like Rivers State, we're supposed to have our own platform and structure that can monitor such deployment.
Okay.
That can be able to work closely with the customs, work closely with every relevant security agencies to know what is happening. We have the right to know.
Okay.
Level of investigation.
I've got one more question.
And who is?
I've got one more question so that we can open the phone lines because time is fast spent. Sorry, I keep interrupting you, but I'm trying to manage the time. So the next question then is, how would you rate policing? I mean, we've listened to the governor talked about the cache of arms imported into the country through on airports. The next question then is, how would you rate the police under the current commissioner of police, Olatunji Disu? Have they been proactive? Have they been very good at policing, most especially with all of the political issues in the state?
Well, for me, I see the commissioner of police and the present police command in the state. In fact, generally, police there is just good in crime fighting. We're talking of crime prevention. There's a crime prevention, I scored them 0 or 10 to 20%. It's very low. The crime prevention is what the world is looking at for in order to reduce the casualties and victims to violence. With the increasing victims and the casualties is just too high. We should be able to, like, the people who come up to tell you that they detain so people for so time and so period, vigilantes, and the police is not aware. Killings here and there, people die, and the police is not aware. And later you will hear that the police go after the killers of so people. That's crime fighting. And the world is fighting. We have nothing. Crime fighting is outdated. We're looking at crime prevention. So the police command, the present CP, should look at more of crime prevention by closing gap between the communities, between the residents.
Okay, I do think we do have a network issue there. So when we re-establish connection, I will get back to my guest. But I think it's time for me to open the phone lines. I think it's time for me to get to hear what your views are as it relates to this very issue under review. Do you think the police has done well on Olatunji Disu, especially as it relates to the political crisis in River State? Or do you think just maybe the governor's got a good argument as it relates to the activities of police in River State in relation to the politics that is playing out in this state? I'd like to hear from you. 0817 923 0002, 0817 923 0003, 0817 923 0007. Let's get your thoughts in Let's Talk for Development. That's what we do. Let's get your thoughts on Facebook. I've got Ogojon Justice saying police are not doing enough to divulge the necessary information to the public, and they have been visibly seen to be biased, just like the governor said. Simplified movement went for Thanksgiving service at Afara in Eche, but somebody went there and destabilized the venue. Police invited the person. Up until now, nobody heard anything again. Let's take a listen to the governor one more time.
If it were a situation that Fubara is involved in anything or Fubara's associate, by now Nigeria will be hot. There will be arrest. There will be statements. There will be this. There will be press conference. But because it is from the other side, but glory to God that they couldn't hide it. I've not been hearing anything, and I'm wondering after how many weeks now the Nigerian police is still not able to come out and make a statement about the attempt that tried to detonate dynamite in front of the president. But if it's any other thing that has to do with us, in fact, by now they should have even charged the person for terrorism.
All right, I've got JJ from Port Harcourt Township. JJ, welcome. What is on your mind? I like
Yeah, Canada, good evening.
Good. Anyway.
Canada, let's start from the beginning. I'll tell you that especially the IG, Kayode Egbetokun, is so biased. Now, they talk about the burning of the assembly. You saw that before you say Jack, it declared a lot of people wanted, people were picked up on Trump or at the end of the day. Is it the sheer matter where somebody and policemen under him were shooting and at the end of the day burn people's property? You saw the video. Where is the person today? The person was even in the local government, even threatening fire and brimstone, yet he was never arrested. Now, are you talking about the bomb issue? Blocking of even the local government secretariat, when they said the IGP told us that, there's a case in court, the judgment when it comes, have they vacated? Go to Odia Corner, you see battalion, you see more than 10 trucks of police and everything there. Yeah, even the police is not biased. So as far as I'm concerned, if the police can focus on their core duty instead of being lawful and taking order from one man, they can never go anywhere.
All right, JJ, I've got to go.
As I'm concerned, Canada, let what's the name? Tuji Disu, the commissioner, feed the IGP the right information, and they should try well to make sure those that have done badly are punished.
All right, thank you, Jay. I've got Emeka who's calling from Owerri. Emeka, welcome. What is on your mind? I'd like to hear from you.
Kalanda, good evening, my brother.
I greet you.
Yeah, I cannot be less with the governor of Fubara. See, I don't know why this is with the papers, I don't know the way they get us. Something like this happened. Up to this moment, nobody will give account of. Nobody, even the body language of the police is the River State. Okay. Me personally, I think the line of Governor Fubara. I do his time. Otherwise, let me tell you what is happening in River State. When we talk of wicked, not just wicked. Abuja, we don't want to remember Abuja. Abuja has been there. What's happening in River State? And when people come to say what to be between Fubara and the Uche. The last time I checked, Tinubu is a politician. They've done a peace member. So, I don't know how that mediation will work with the job. And I want to disagree with your guest. When your guest said that the mediation should not work with arms. The kind of time we have in Nigeria today is not the kind of time I have in 1984, 85, 86. You cannot expect the vigilante to work with the arms. The only thing they need to do is to structure the vigilante in a way that they will be really hard.
All right.
They will not go beyond that boundary. The communities will know them when they are going astray. Governments will report them, and they go for punishment.
All right.
It's not just something for them to come out and say they go speak to share them from others holding them. It can never work. And I don't know why they continue to advertise on it. In Nigeria, you can't do something from year to year. The police is what has done official and the job to handle the job. I'm questioning the job. The question is,
all right.
I don't know that people the police force. What are we talking about? So I don't support to start with somebody to come with it. The modern today, after that victory, criminals who have in Nigeria today.
All right, Emeka, I've got to go. Emeka, I've got to go. Thank you very much. I've got to go. I'm sorry. This one is from X at Kingsley Yeche 1. That's the handle. Says the governor is absolutely right. Also, Agbogo Richard Ukwevo with the handle at Richard07 says he is right because they have not done the right thing. No update. Even you, Canada, are you not expecting a formal report? It is what it is. All right. That is from Agbogo Richard Ukwevo. I also have Ejo Onyichi at Ejo Onyichi, and he says, okay, I don't think it's for this conversation. It was for the previous conversation. So I'm going to read some messages now. I've got a couple of messages on Facebook. The governor is right. What is the need for the council's takeover by the police? Paul Chimize easier on that one. Looking at this one says River State Police Command is not acting professionally. They are the real problem. Minaibi Bapakaye Wilfred, I beg your pardon. Taminotonye Pele says River State Police Command has really shown how biased they are by not allowing the citizen members and workers to access the council even after yesterday's appeal court judgment. My worry is that what is their interest? Which particular constitution allow the elongation of tenure of council chairman? Austin Chinito says the governor is right. The good news is that no evil plan of those fighting the governor will come to pass. Governor Fubara is not just a man of integrity, but a man who listens to the call and the cry of his people. A true definition of a democratically elected person. May God keep protecting him in all his moves. Tell the governor to allow Nigerian police to do their job. This is why I didn't support the idea of state police, because people like the governor will be using them against his political opponents. I know he's okay. Savior Anyedi Obot, that's the much that I can take. DJ Dew, this is just a single truth. The police have been biased. If it were to be other groups led by the SED minister, the police would have come out to carry out their evil investigation. All right, let's take a look at some of the messages. Good evening, Kalada. The governor said it all. The Nigerian police have been compromised. Mark my words, one day you will hear that the man that detonated the dynamite that is in the hospital have disappeared, and you will not hear anything about it again. Odimego Sunny Didia from Omerelu. I'm going to read one more, then we go for a commercial break, and after that, the major news. It says, good evening, Mr. Kebatibo and the gentleman on the phone, Mr. Charles Inko-Tariah. The proliferation of illegal arms in Nigeria is alarming and worrisome. The Nigerian Police Command should be proactive and always be on alert of the menace. The Nigerian Police should arrest all illegal vigilantes carrying arms all over Owanete, Clinton West. And Jimbo Baraye Karibo Nelson says, the security expert is quite right with his approach on security. We never compromise on safety in order to get the destruction of loss of lives and properties by criminal elements. I request thorough investigation should be carefully carried out, not in a hurry, because our system right here is quite different from the advanced security agencies. This is paramount to all. Jimbo Baraye Karibo Nelson, a veteran of the Armed Forces of Nigeria from Ogu Town. All right, and that's what we can deal with for the now. When we come back, we'll look at some of your comments via Facebook, via WhatsApp, and we'll talk for development. Just stay tuned.